So this analytic idealist view, which really works very well with quantum physics, with non-locality, with the discovery that won the Nobel Prize a few years back that the universe is quote unquote not locally real. Yeah, this idea that consciousness is actually the foundational layer. And in a sense, it meshes very well with Eastern metaphysics, with Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism, who talk about everything being this primordial awareness and everything arising as in a dream. So yeah, it also it allows us then to have a transcendent worldview, to understand the value of exploring consciousness, intensifying consciousness, the value of initiation practices. Some people think that Western civilization went off when we got rid of the mystery schools and things like the mysteries of Eleusis, where all of the great geniuses from ancient Greece would go through a kind of initiation, potentially drinking what might have been a psychedelic beverage that they called the kykeon. And in any event, being shown something very profound about the nature of reality. And if you look at all these indigenous cultures around the world, they also have some kind of initiation that leads them to having the inner awakening and realization and transcendence and a visionary experience and so on. So it's really only in modern society, as first Christianity took over and then the scientific worldview, we disconnected from this transcendent dimension of reality. So if we could restore that, perhaps there is a future for Western civilization that's not destructive, that actually brings us back into harmony with the planet, that isn't all about consuming and exploiting and dominating resources and seeking to control resources. Because if we are all individuated aspects of that underlying consciousness, then yeah, it would make sense that we want to take care of everybody else and of the planet itself. And it's also quite possible from that kind of perspective that something like reincarnation is possible. There's quite a lot of good evidence for reincarnation. There's a professor, Ian Stevenson, who tracked all these children who had spontaneous recollections of their past lives and early childhood all around the world. And there's a quantum physicist, Amit Goswami, who wrote a book called Physics of the Soul, which shows how we could maybe think through how there could be aspects of ourselves that continue after death based on quantum non-locality and how quantum waves function and so on.